legacy.
You currently locked into the Porch podcast. It's your boy, B. Jones, a.k.a. Bolo, and you know when I'm pulling up to the porch, I can't pull up without my dog.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Big Smitty, a.k.a. D-Nice, and you heard what Bolo just said. This is the Porch. Welcome. What's going on, my brother, man? How you doing right now?
You know it, brother. Blessed, highly favored, 10 toes down. Cannot get on here without saying God is good. So it's another day above God's green earth. So I'll take it, bro. How you doing?
Hey, I'm so good, man. I'm hyped right now. I'm hyped for this one. I know I go on every episode and I say, like, I'm so hyped for this one. And I'm telling the truth. I'm hyped for every single episode.
But we always take it up a notch, though. We always take it up just a little notch, though. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, man. And I want to get straight to it. Usually we like to wait, do some back and forth. Me and you, we can catch up a little bit later because we got to introduce this special guest to the show. She's a country music artist, songwriter, pianist, a young superstar in the making, the one and only Reyna Roberts. Welcome to the Porch.
That was so beautiful. Dang, you hyped me up. Thank you for the positive energy.
I'm just saying, we just telling facts, Reyna. You know what I'm saying? It's all facts. Come on now.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I get shy.
It's okay. It's all good. How's your life going right now, though? How's everything in your world, Reyna?
Amazing. I was in the studio today for about, I want to say 8 to 10 I think 10 hours. So that's amazing. I love it. So my day has been nothing but positivity and happiness. I love every time I get to step into a studio. I'm like, yes,
I love it.
This is all the things for me. What about you? How's your day been?
I can't complain, Bolo, man. Like you said,
neither.
You know, people wake up on Mondays and a lot of times, you know, they want to sigh and be upset that they have to get back to work. For me, it's a new opportunity, a new day, a new week to get back on the right foot. So I'm just high energy. Been looking forward to this episode all day, Bolo. I'm feeling crazy right now.
I love it.
I love it. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you, Reyna. Look, Monday started off a little tough just because of the daylight saving time. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It went back. I went up a little bit on us, right? So we lost an hour. So just being able to find your groove. But I say midday though, that's when I caught my stride. And I say we've been on the up and up ever since though. So far so good. But it did the daylight saving time did catch me off guard
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But we good now though. We good.
Yeah, you know, I didn't even notice. I think somebody told me today during my session, probably because the room be like, there's no windows in there, so you know what time it is. And somebody was like, it's daylight savings. I was like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't have known if they didn't tell me that. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, she's super locked in, Bolo. She don't know what time it is. It reminds me, take me back to my football days. You remember doing camp? You never knew what day it was, what time, you know what was going on. So
what was happening at camp? Were y'all not outside?
I mean, we was outside, but every day kind of was the same, though. Like, we was going the same thing every day. And by the time you get to the third day, you don't even know what day is what. You just robotic.
You're just going with the flow.
Going with the flow.
That's it.
Seeing what happens. Exactly. I got you. How long were you in football for?
So we played football quite a while. So I came out in 2014, and we played college football together at Ball State. And Darnell was just right behind me too. So it was a grind. So we had time to, you know, there in Muncie, Indiana. I don't know if you're too familiar with Muncie, Indiana, but I almost consider it like the south of like the Midwest. That's kind of how Muncie was in a way. You know what I mean? Okay. So, but it's like to be there is to love it though. So
got you. I've never been. So basically I have to go scout it out now.
You got to
see what it's about.
You got to pull up.
Put it on the schedule. We can all pull up out there, do a live show on Ball State's campus featuring Reyna Roberts. Take a tour through the campus.
This idea.
We plugged in, so it's a phone call away. Let us know.
That'd be cool.
No, I mean, we just said it. So tell me when we're doing it, and we're doing it.
All right. Well, we gonna get it set up, man. It's gonna make it happen. I'm serious. So
I am too. If I didn't mean it, I wouldn't say it. I'd be like,
You keep it real, Ryan. You keep it real.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'd be like, I don't know about that.
That's real.
I love it, man. Well, I can't wait to learn about all things Reyna. But before we go into that, we gotta start off with our first segment, which is our Porch News. So Bolo, let the Porch know, what do we have in the news today?
All right, y'all, we got one crazy topic that we want to run by y'all. I want to get y'all thoughts on this. So check this out, Porch family. So a 65-year-old male was arrested in Salt Lake, Utah for robbing a bank. Okay, so check this out. It was only for $1. And apparently he said, I quote, "Please pardon me for doing this, but this is a robbery. Please give me $1. Thank you." End quote. So investigators say he did this just so he can be sent to federal prison. So what are we thinking? Like, what are our raw thoughts about somebody robbing a bank, wanting to go to federal prison for just $1?
I'll jump in first here. When I first heard it, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, why would somebody just want to go to prison? But then I try to think a little bit more deeper into it. And obviously I don't know this man's like story and background, but I would have to assume that he must be going through something at home to where he's like, man, like either something sad is going on, something he's scared for his life, like something is going on in the real world where he's like, listen, I'd rather be in prison. I feel safer in prison than I do at home. So, first of all, prayers out to him. I hope he's okay. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, but definitely an interesting. I've never heard anything like this ever in my life.
Maybe he's homeless. Maybe he needs yeah, that could be an option. That could be a reality for him. Just like that might be one of his only options.
That's true.
Sadly.
Very true.
That's a good
Very
point.
true. Very true. I love how you guys spent that, right? But I'm thinking, like, if I'm gonna go all the way, though, I'm gonna go all the way. You gonna rob a bank, like, at least get 20,000, get 10,000, maybe 500. I mean, not just $1. I mean, I don't know if the penalty will be more if he asks for more. I'm assuming he may get the same type of penalty, right? So, I mean, you might as well get away with a little bit of something, because I'm assuming if I'm the cashier, I'm gonna just give you this $1 and I'm gonna just go on about my business.
You know what I'm thinking now, though? It might have been a little friendly bet with one of his old school homeboys. You know what I'm saying? He's getting older. You know what I mean? He's getting older. He's like, listen here, Freddie. You ain't never robbed the bank before. He's like, you know what? I do it tomorrow. Bet.
He's like, say less.
Bet $1. Bet
ask for $1. Hell wrong with you.
But
I hope that's the case, though. I hope that was the case, that he was homeless and he was looking for a place to stay, because I did hear the federal side of prison is better than like the actual jail, right? But if that's not the case, he got a lot more explaining to do trying to rob a bank for $1, though. Like, we really got to sit and talk about it, because like
he said please and thank you. I think he knew. I think he knew what he was getting himself into.
Facts.
Just the one. He just wanted the one.
Right.
He had to.
Real quick, Bolo. So, when you read the story, did it mention if he had like a weapon? Or
no, he didn't have a weapon. He said like the people really didn't take him serious at the time, but they were just moving people like to the back as a precaution. But he mentioned, though, in the statement that if he did have a weapon, that he would have potentially used it, though. So
interesting.
But I'm like, I don't know. Like, you robbing somebody, you going all the way, man. You got to go for the gusto. Like,
all or nothing.
All or nothing. All or nothing. Literally. Like $1, you not, what's the point? So
you can't even get a bag of hot Cheetos for $1 no more.
Look, that's a fact.
$8.29. Yeah.
No, that's a fact. He probably paid more money getting to the bank, you know what I mean, than he asked for. That's the problem. So I'm gonna just chop it up to him wanting 3 hots in the cot, y'all. He just want a warm meal. Yeah. He want somewhere to lay his head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 3 meals. Yeah. Yep.
Porch family, we definitely want to hear from y'all, and you guys give your takes and let us know in the comments below, and give your opinion.
Their theories. What are your theories?
Yeah, what are your theories, man? Maybe we're missing something right now. We definitely want to hear. So thank you for that, Bolo, bringing that news to the porch. I've never heard nothing like that in my life. So
crazy.
Appreciate that. But let's transition to our superstar guest on the porch, Reyna Roberts. And we love to start off with this simple question. Okay. Who is Reyna? How would you answer that?
How would I answer that? Which Reyna are we talking about? I'm just kidding. But I feel like there's 2 different versions of myself. There's like, artist Reyna. I feel like she's I would describe her as an entertainer, innovator. Like, feel like, of course, country artist, but if we're talking about, not on screen Reyna, then she's completely different. But I feel like I see myself as an entertainer. Like my goal is to be a superstar. Like, of course I'm in country music, but I want to be legendary. So that's I would say, she's a legend in the making.
Love that.
So that was definitely more than one word. I'm so sorry.
No, it didn't have to be one word. You good.
Yeah, and we wanted to tap into like the like two of you, right? So it's two of you. So how do we tap into what brings out the other person? Does this other person have a different name? You know what I mean? You know, you got Sasha Fierce like Beyonce. You know what I mean? How you have two people? Like, talk to us a little bit about that.
So there's two different ways you spell my name. So on stage is Reyna, Reyna Roberts, and then the way that my government name, how you want to say it, my government spelling is Reigna. So the word rain with the A at the end of it. So I see myself as like, there's the artist Reyna who's on stage, who's like she's like a flame. She's the center of attention. And then there's, you know, off the stage, I don't like attention at all. I'm gonna go hide somewhere.
Man, that's wild.
I'm gonna go hide somewhere.
No, and that's so interesting because, like, from outside looking in, when we see big time artists like yourself performing in front of thousands of people, like shutting down shows, you have so much confidence on that stage, so much just stage presence. Like, you would assume that that's who you are all the time. Right. If you're someone who likes attention, like to be in the limelight, but you're saying no, you're a totally different person when you're not performing. You even started the show, I think it was off air, saying that you're a little shy, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah, like I had to learn to become extroverted. I never had trouble singing in front of people and having like a big personality on stage, but when it comes to like talking and like socializing, I had to learn how to get better at that, because I've always been like really awkward and shy, and I've always kept to myself whenever I've been off stage, and I had to literally learn how to go and like make friends and go and learn how to just be vocal and be in any environment, any group setting. So yeah, that was a learned skill for sure.
That's dope. So right now we talking to Reyna, Reyna.
Yeah, she fine right now. She chilling. She good. She's like, oh, let me go run away. Let me go sit in the corner real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
What about you? Do y'all feel like you're like, have you guys always been extroverted, or how do you feel like you guys are?
Bolo, you want to go first?
I feel you 1,000% on what you mentioned. Like, I feel like there are times where if I'm on the camera, or I'm playing football, or I'm speaking, or like I'm coaching, or I'm talking to like a big group of people, like I'm feeling it, like I'm in the zone, like I don't care about, you know, what I say, how I say it, like just being able to be vocal. But then you get me in more of an intermediate, you know, setting. I may be very reserved, calm, cool, read the room a little bit, find maybe 2 or 3 people that I'm on the same vibe with, and just kind of like make my way over there and just kind of stay in that little subgroup for a little while. But at the same time, I don't know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, you kind of got me thinking, got my brain kind of twirling just a little bit about it, because I live both sides of the fence, but I just play the room too, based on the vibe and the energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. Yeah, pick your time, pick your place, pick those moments.
Facts.
I got you. Okay.
Now, me on the other hand, I'm the type of guy, I'm speaking to everybody. As soon as I walk in the room, what's going on? Darnell Smith is in the building. You're going to feel my presence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong, though. I do get nervous, though. It's crazy. As much as I've been on camera and doing live TV and everything, every time I do an interview, I get like a sense of nerves, not because I'm not confident, just because you care. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you care about something,
I love that you said that.
You'll have a little bit of nerves, you know, naturally for it. You know you prepped for it, you're prepared for it. So again, you're very confident, but it's like anything can happen. So it's like, man, I'm just a little nervous. I want it to go exactly the right way. So that happens, but I'm always me. I wake up, my wife, she's kind of, she's an introvert. So I wake up in the morning, she's like, takes her a while to get up. As soon as I wake up, I'm what's going on, y'all? Let's go. God is good. Like, I'm just going, you know, so that's just me.
See, that's a gift, man. That's a gift. That's a gift. Just to have that inherently, like,
you know what I mean?
I've always wanted to be like that.
Because I be having to hype myself up sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, come on. Yeah, okay, there it is. Okay, I'm turned up now. Now I'm turned up. You know what I'm saying? So
be your own hype man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Right before we hopped on camera with you, Reyna, I was over here. I did a whole little intro for myself as I walked over to my chair. I said, coming into the porch, 6 foot, 270 pounds from Indianapolis, Darnell Big Smitty Smith. And I pumped my chest and I sat down. You know what I mean? And that moved any nerves, and I got, you know, we got the energy right. So
got to it.
I love it.
I do it.
Yeah, for me, sometimes that's music. So I can try and talk to myself and be like, damn, I ain't convinced myself right now. Let me turn some Beyonce on, or some Rihanna, or something that's gonna get me hype.
Give me that.
Oh, I'm feeling myself energy.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll be like, you can do this, you got this. And I'm like,
yeah.
Right.
But hold on, Beyonce can tell me and then I'll believe it.
No, that's real.
I love it. And I'm glad you mentioned, you bring up Beyonce, Rihanna, some of the artists that you listen to.
Yeah.
When were you actually introduced to country music specifically, right? Because let's be real, in our culture, there's not a lot of Black people in country music. So I think that's something that's very unique and special about yourself. So again, kind of share that, your background and how you were introduced to that.
For sure. I mean, my parents grew up, my parents played everything for me growing up. So they played country, they played blues, they played classical, trap, rock, like everything. And so literally from a baby, I've always been exposed to all genres of music. But as I started songwriting more, I started songwriting when I was about 16 or 17, I want to say. And I realized at some point that a lot of my songs were country songs. So I was like, oh, this, okay. And around, I want to say like 20 or so, my family, they were like, you should go to Nashville because that's like the center of country music.
Yeah.
And, go and make connections out there. And I was like, that's a good idea because I'm sure real soon people will tell me if I'm trash or not. And so I went there and I got really positive like feedback and energy. And I was like, okay, I think we are onto something here. Because for me, I never thought of myself as like wanting to be a pop artist or a hip hop artist or a country artist or whatever. I just want to be an artist that makes great music. And so when I realized a lot of my songs were country songs, I was like, oh, okay, well, this is what I am. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to pursue. And so that started the journey into country music.
I love that.
I definitely grew up listening to everything. Like my parents played 3 6 Mafia, DMX, played Dixie Chicks, they played Gresham Wilson, played AC/DC, Led Zeppelin. They played like.
Oh yeah, you well rounded.
Dang, that's
that's cool.
Yeah, I feel like too, like it's important for me. Like, of course, in a time where we have to go by genres, yes, like I'm a country artist, but there's so much more in me than just country. Like I feel like in my music, you hear traces of rock music, you hear traces of trap music, you hear everything. It's not just one thing. So, and that's important to me because I feel like that would be, I'm not gonna say basic. It's just, it wouldn't be me if it was only one thing. Yeah.
That's what makes you very unique. Yeah, like even me and Bolo going back, listening, to some of your songs and doing our research. Yeah, you do have a very it's country and the sound and accent and some of the stories, but it's also has that pop feel, the upbeat, dance and vibe to it as well. Right. So it's a real good mixture.
Now let's ask this. So I always try to figure out a way to educate the Porch in ways that they may not know. So remember back then, maybe 2020, 2021, Lil Nas X made the song Old Town Road. And it was kind of like a rap feel, but then you had Billy Ray Cyrus on it, so it had the country feel. So some people didn't know what category to put it in. How do you classify what is country?
So that's a great question. I feel like it really just depends on people's interpretation of it because everybody has a different interpretation. People can hear the same song and feel like completely different about that song. They can hear it and be like, oh no, that's for sure this. And then the other person can be like, nah, what are you talking about? It's definitely this. For me, when I listen to what I consider to be country music, there's specific trademarks that I feel like, or specific instruments that I feel like are associated with country music. So if you're hearing a banjo or a harmonica, or a dobro or a fiddle, like those twangy instruments automatically sound country. Yeah. So, and then there's also a thing with accents. Like I have like a little bit of an accent. I don't have some people got some they got some real accents. I feel like that can play a role, but I feel like for me, when I hear country music, it's about like the storytelling and the instrumentation. Yeah, that's what it means to me. But I mean, especially like now, if you listen to like country music, country radio, or whatever, you'll hear country blues, pop country, trap country. Like we got variations.
Different types of country music.
Yeah, it's genre bending. Like I feel like for me as an artist, it's important for me to have music that is genre bending. So like I was saying earlier, it's country, it's classic country too, but then you got some trap in there, then you got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So
facts.
I think it just means some different for different people.
That's real.
That's interesting.
That's a super long answer, but
no, that's real game though.
Yeah,
I think it's.
That was a great breakdown because, like, yeah, I didn't even know it was that many variations of country. You know,
Me
what I'm
neither.
saying?
Right.
Honestly, like trap country, classical. So I'm like, dang, I got to go tap in.
Like, for real, yeah.
So let me ask you this, man. Like, I know, you know, in like rap and, you know, in R&B, sometimes there's different, I don't know, not beefs per se, but just, you know, arguments in terms of like what's real, like what's real rap, what's real. Within the country genre, do you guys deal with that at all? Like, are there other artists in general who kind of say, "Oh, that's not really country," or he or she is not from? So, like, I guess, like, explain some. Like, are there any scenarios that come to mind or situations that come to mind where this has happened?
Oh, all the time. Yeah. People are like that in very often. So it's like I think it's really interesting too because like people have this notion or this idea of what a country music artist also looks like. So like if you think of a country music artist, what's pictured in your mind? Like what are some details that are pictured in your mind?
I'm thinking a white person with a beard, with some jeans, with that's cut, with some
shoulder
boots.
strap off, one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you automatically think of like a taller white man.
Yeah.
And that's most people. And so I feel like people automatically think of that example when they think of like country music. And then also in terms of like sonically, like in terms of sound, when people do hear things that have like trap in it or things that aren't like traditional country songs, a lot of people automatically deem it as not traditional country. So there's that thing. So sometimes it plays into like race, like, oh, you're not country because you're not white. So that happens often. People automatically have that, you know, association or that like prejudice that country music equals a white male. And then also in terms of sonically, you hear like trap or something and you'd be like, that ain't real country. So that's a lot of the things that come within like the country music industry. But right now in this time, music and genres are blending so much that I feel like people have to change their mindset. They're forced to change these notions of what country music has been or what they think it is.
Now being a Black woman, right? I think you got into it, being a Black woman on the countryside. I guess talk to us a little bit about like getting into it. Did you ever have that thought of like you would be accepted by the country world being a Black woman on the countryside?
Honestly, going into it, I didn't know any Black country artists at all. I only had like white men. White women and white men. But my perspective was like, I don't see anybody of color, but I'm gonna be the first, I guess. Like that was my mindset going into it. And I honestly didn't really think like, there's a little hesitancy, not like, are people gonna accept me, but like, how are people gonna feel about me doing country music? Like if I say I'm a country music artist, how am I gonna feel? Because most people are like, oh, I don't like country music. It was more so that I was like, oh, I ain't gonna like how that was gonna feel. In terms of being accepted, I was like, people are gonna accept me regardless because I'm me. They have to. They can't say no. So that was my mindset going into it. Like, yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna take away the reason to say no. There's no way they're gonna listen to my music and be like, ooh, I don't know about this. I'm like, I'm gonna make them say yes.
Now, does that happen to like your creativity though? Because I feel like, you know, R&B or soul and stuff, it can get saturated, right, with a lot of people. So you always gotta create a different sound. So with you being in you know, your field right now, there's not too many people, you know, that look like you. So do you have that advantage of like creating your own sound that way?
I think, I will say in the last like 2 years or so, there's been a lot of Black women and Black men that are starting to come into the country space, which has been really awesome. I feel like I definitely did figure out my sound experimenting within Nashville because I went in with the mindset of wanting to have like traditional country music specifically, kind of like Chris Stapleton. He does like Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah,
and I exactly right.
That's my favorite song.
I love him.
Like strawberry wine.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at you, Bolo. Okay.
I was like, I'm like, ooh, this man right here. And so I totally got off track. What was I even talking about?
What was we talking about?
You was talking about finding your sound when you got to Nashville.
Thank you. Sorry.
I forgot too, right? I'm like, dang, like we started singing that Chris Stapleton. I said, man, turn the episode off and turn the music on.
We don't want this. But yeah, when I got to Nashville, I was like, I want traditional country music, like Chris Stapleton kind of stuff. But then the more I started experimenting with different producers, I was like, oh, wait, hold on. I was like, I feel like I'm starting to find a new sound. I started incorporating like 808s, incorporating like a whole bunch of different like electric guitars and stuff like that. And I'm like, ooh, I think I came up with my own sound, which I did. And I'm doing my first album, which is exciting and terrifying all at once. But yeah, I definitely I feel like I found my own sound because I went into this lane. I was able to experiment and find what I genuinely like wanted to create, and I feel like it's the most authentic. Yeah,
I love that, man. And you talk about finding your own sound, and you know, it kind of being a journey. I kind of want to talk about to kind of take a step back to your very first song that you dropped. I did a little research. Correct me if I'm wrong, but back in 2014, you had a song called "Lying to Myself" that was upon a little crush you had on somebody. Can you kind of give us some background on first song, "Lying to Myself," and what the inspiration was from that?
Definitely, yeah. I think I was 16 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I had the biggest crush on my wrestling captain, and I just thought he was so pretty. And every time I saw like his wrestling matches, I'm like, oh my goodness, he's so strong. I just like this man. But I knew he didn't like me. That was the thing. I was like, he don't like me. But I kept like lying to myself. And so when I got in the studio and they were like, what do you want to write about? And I was like, oh, like I had this crush on my wrestling captain, but he don't like me. And I was like, I feel like I keep lying to myself. And so we started writing that song. I can't remember if I had gone into it with lyrics already or not. I don't think so, but it's a song I'm proud of. I will still listen to it today. I remember I played it for him too after I did it, and I was like, I wrote this song about you.
Oh,
what was the reaction?
He thought it was sweet.
Did it work?
Did it work though?
No. And I didn't think it was gonna work either.
Okay.
I just wanted to be like, I did this piece of art about you. I want you to
check it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't go
That's
in there
real.
I wasn't lying to myself anymore. I was like, I know he don't like me, but here you go. You inspired me to do this. Thank you. This is my way of saying thank you for inspiring me.
Dang.
So, yeah.
I like how you just set that whole little scene up. Like I was literally picturing you like in the gym watching, him wrestle, and like you literally like thinking how good he looked, and then you like, I'm just lying to myself. So I'm gonna get in the studio and I'm gonna just talk about this right now. Like that's cold when it's like you create music in like the mode, like the purest form. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of the time, like half of the songs that I write aren't from like actual experience. It's really from like, I'm a nerd. Like I love watching TV shows and I love reading. I love watching movies. And I get inspiration from the storyline. So like specific book titles or certain movie plot lines move me, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta write a story about this. And so that's how like half of my songs are written, and then the other half are about from personal experience.
That's fine. Well, hey, based upon that information, who knows, Bolo? She might lead a porch and be inspired and might want to drop a song called
"The Porch."
Ooh, sitting
I
on
was
the porch.
on the porch with Bolo and Darnell. We was talking that.
Hey, how about let me think about it? So when I see y'all in person, when we go take our trip, I'm gonna be like, okay, so I got your theme song.
Yeah. Hey, Reyna, what's that one alcohol that come in the jar and they
moonshine?
Moonshine. Yeah, we on the porch with the rocking chair with the moonshine.
Imagine this: we all in person. We got a real porch set up. We got the moonshine in the jar. And we got some down south cooking, some barbecue ribs, some cornbread. Somebody cooking, and we chopping it up right now. That's the music video right there on the porch.
That's cold. We're gonna put that out in the universe.
For the song.
Reyna, say it again. I didn't hear you. Say it again.
You have to have the photo for the song. You know what I'm talking about? When people gotta go listen to the song, the photo.
Yeah, the photo gonna be crazy.
Damn, that's cold.
We just made a song right here. First country song, me and Bolo. EPs on the song.
Damn, we about to cross over.
I want to
I'm an R&B guy. I look, I like 90s R&B. I go back to 80s R&B, early 2000s R&B. This type of R&B now is cool, but I think the women are really running the show right now in the R&B world, and I love like the SZAs and
Ari Lennox,
and you know what I mean, Ari Lennox, like people like that are taking over. You know what I mean? I love all types of R&B.
Yeah,
I like some rap too. But like with rap, I can only listen to so much of it right now. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Okay, like let me just take a breather and just kind of relax and find some more soothing music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I do. I feel like it's interesting the turn that music has taken, like mainstream, or like if you turn on the radio.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's interesting. What about you? What do you listen to?
Yeah, so it's funny. So for the longest, I was always just the super like the rap songs, the hype songs. I'm a high energy guy, so that stuff keeps me going. And I still listen to that for sure, but I'm kind of like Bolo now, where I can't listen to it all day. You know what I'm saying? I'm to a point now, like I just turned 29 a couple months ago. I'm getting a little older now, and sometimes I'm driving to work and I got some gangster stuff going. I'm like, man, I'm
in that mode right now.
Man, I'm trying to like relax. You know what I mean? So I turn that Ari Lennox on, and I'm just like, there we go. Now we vibing. You know what I mean? So I'm starting to like, try to mix what I listen to a little bit more, and I'm really in love with like songs that have a vibe to it, if that makes sense. Just like a cool, just smooth melody. You know what I mean?
A good groove. I feel like I definitely go based on how I'm feeling. Like if I'm feeling this one's a little weird, but like if I'm feeling sad, if I actually listen to sad songs when I'm feeling happy. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I get to sing more and I love singing. So I'm like, oh, this makes me so happy right now. But I go based on if I'm trying to get hyped and listen to Drake or whoever I'm listening to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I go by like moods. I'm like, what am I feeling today? Like, do I want to chill or do I want to be like, Yeah.
That's real.
Facts.
I love it.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, there's some country songs out there though that when I catch the vibe, though, I'm like, this hard right here. Like I listen to it.
Like what?
Man, it's this one song.
Call him out.
No, obviously Tennessee Whiskey is a good song, but there's this other song. I'm trying to catch the vibe. They play it in my office all the time.
Why you thinking? I got one right here. It's a cool little crossover.
What is it?
Lil Durk, Broadway Girl.
I know he's gonna
Morgan
Wallen.
Morgan Wallen. I like that song.
Come on now, cool little crossover, little country, little hip hop.
I like that one. Yeah, I want more people. I want more country artists to do more crossovers with hip hop artists. Like I want to do a song with like Drake, Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that'd be fire. You and Meg? That'd be fire.
That'd be hard. And she be having the hat too. Yeah.
Ooh. What the song gonna be called, Bolo?
I don't know. Let me see.
Cowboy Girl, like, or hat. I'm trying to think. Hat like something I do with the hats. Because the picture, saddle up.
Saddle up. Damn.
Saddle up.
That's why she the artist. See, look, we over here struggling. She saddle
up.
And the picture gonna be about them like this. Right. It's gonna be kind of a darker tone where like you it's a silhouette. Like you know who it is, but you can't see their face all the way.
Ooh, damn, that's hard.
Damn. By the time this episode done, you gonna have a whole nother album ready.
I'm just saying. No, I've been wanting. I'm like, ooh, like 2-3 years ago since I got to Nashville, I was like, man, I want Megan, I want Nicki Minaj, I want Drake, I want like the artists that inspire me. So yeah. It's gonna happen one day. I don't know what day when it's coming, but it's going to happen.
Put your fingers out, Bolo. You just said it. See, one thing about the Porch, Reyna. When we speak,
we put the energy out there.
We speak to existence. So many people have came to the Porch and have said they're going to do something, and a year later, a couple later, it happened. Like that's a fact. So
I'm telling you, I've been saying this. I believe it with my whole soul. Everything.
I love
everything.
It.
That's all it takes, Bolo.
Hey,
all it takes.
How do y'all? I used to love. Y'all gonna laugh at me, but you get the best of both worlds. Miley Cyrus was hard too.
I like Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus.
She country, ain't she?
Well, that song wasn't country. That song wasn't. I feel like
Disney. That was Disney Channel.
Yeah, that's Disney song. Right there.
No, not the Wrecking Ball song.
That was the Wrecking Ball song. That's a pop song. I like that song.
I think that's a great song. See, I think I just need to continue to educate myself on like what type of song, because sometimes a lot of stuff, like you said, like the way sometimes people collaborate or some of the beats and stuff, it starts to mesh a little bit.
For sure. I think also too, when you have people who have accents, like inherently, sometimes you automatically think of country too, because like her voice sounds like a little bit more twangy. So you hear it, you'd be like, is that a country song? That sounds like a country song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the one song? I took my king to the side. Come on.
Yeah.
Now that's the
I like that one.
If you're going through an argument with somebody and you're ready to
ready to mess up some cars real quick, mess up somebody's truck real quick.
Yes.
For real.
But another song I love, Reyna, is Stumping Grounds. And we got to talk about that song. Back in 2020, I think is when you released the song. This is one of your biggest hits. They played it on Monday Night Football a couple times. Talk about Stumping Grounds impacted the success of your career. Like, how big of a role did it play in your career to this point?
Pretty good. I would say pretty good. It started me off because what had happened was Carrie Underwood, the one who sings before he cheats. Okay, so she had posted me on her social media, and after she posted me, a lot of people started coming to my pages, and so my team was like, we gotta put a song out. And so at the time, the best song I had was Stomping Grounds, or at least like recorded.
Right.
So we were like, we should put that song out. So that's what happened. And because of like the moment and the traction I was starting to get with the attention she had shined on me, it led to some really cool opportunities. Like my first time in Billboard and Rolling Stone and New York Times and stuff was from that song. So it gave me a lot of opportunities, which was awesome. So it's positive. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
What about? No, go ahead, Bolo.
No. Go ahead.
Now, I was just gonna say that shows me that timing is so important. Bolo, you talked about this so many times before in previous seasons. Like, you got that shout out. Your team said, "Hey, we need to put a song out right now."
Right now.
Yep.
Got to strike while the iron's hot.
You know what I'm saying? And it just led to so much success. And you know what I mean? So I just want to throw that little gem out there to the Porch family.
Definitely, because you can miss opportunities if you hold on to something when timing is like really great, when you're getting a lot of like people looking at you, and you might miss out on the opportunity because you didn't capitalize off of that moment. So
that's real.
That's a gem. That's a gem. Talk to us about like the biggest stage you've been on, and how'd you feel when you got to that point? Like, what was the biggest stage, and how were you feeling when you were on that big stage?
In terms of performing wise, that was touring with a country legend. Her name is Reba, and so I did my first arena shows, which is about 20,000 people last year, and that was awesome because like, you know, you imagine yourself on the stage in front of like a sea of people for so long, then you get up there, and you're like, finally, like I'm finally here.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't nervous or anything. I was like, thank the Lord, I finally made it in this spot, in this moment in time. Yeah. I was it was two things actually. I was really, really excited because it was my first time playing in front of that many people, but then also I had just started like kind of dating somebody for the first time, and we had just broke up like the day before, so that really kind of sucked. So I was like happy and crying all in one. But that was really cool. And then in terms of like I did the national anthem for what's it called, for Formula One. And that is the most watched sport or most watched, what is it called, like
the racing.
Yeah, it's like more people watch that than the Super Bowl.
No, Formula One is huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was really kind of until like a little bit right before I performed. Because people were like, "Oh, when's your next performance?" I was like, "Oh, I'm performing at Formula One. I'm doing the anthem and I'm performing." And they're like, "Oh, really?" And I'd be like, their reaction is interesting. Like, maybe I'm missing something here.
Right.
And then I looked up how many people there, and it was like, how many? It was like 150,000, something like that. Something around that number. It was between 100,000, 150,000. And I was like, okay, that's gonna be great. I was nervous for that one, I will say. I was nervous because it's the anthem, and I feel like whenever you do the anthem, you just, it's a little nerve-wracking because you can't. That's the one song you can't mess up.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, and it's live too, and so ain't no, ain't no redos. It's right now. So
it's right now. That's a fact.
Yeah, it's not the same as singing your own song. So, but it was great. Yeah, there was like literally a sea of people. I was like, damn, this is okay. This is the time. You better not mess this up or
Talk about
Damn.
pressure, Bolo. Talk about
so
pressure.
so what we doing before we hit a large stage? Like, you just kind of go on, and is it natural, or are we like, drinking a
like
specific drink or a certain routine? What we doing before
Pre-game warm up?
Oh yeah. No, I'm like kind of. That's probably the only time I'm actually like really really serious is right before I perform. So I like have my headphones in, or I have like a speaker next to me or something, and I just practice. I just rehearse over and over and over again, like stage movements, lyrics, all the things, talking points, making sure like I'm the best version of myself. Sometimes I take pre-workout if I've had like a lot of days where I'm just tired and I'm like, ooh, coffee ain't gonna do it. I don't have it in me right now. I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to do pre-workout. Other than that though, yeah, I'm pretty chill. I'm just super focused.
Yeah, locked in.
That's probably one of the only moments you'll catch me where I'm not like bubbly and super like laughy. I'm like, I got a job to do.
Right.
But yeah.
I love it. I love it. Now, what I want to know is the process, right? The process of when you're making a song. So like, let's say you got the inspiration, you know what you want to talk about. What's the actual process of developing that song? I'm talking about from actually writing it to going in and recording it. Kind of take us through that full scope.
For me, I have like different methods. So I also write on the piano. So sometimes I'll sit at my piano, start playing some melodies, and I'm like, ooh, that's pretty. And then I'll just start randomly singing stuff. I don't know. So maybe I'm talking about like my coffee or just some random.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, ooh, that was a pretty melody. And I'll take that melody and I'll start writing lyrics to that melody that I did. Or sometimes I'll just be in the house making like a sandwich and I'll just be singing some random stuff. I'll be like, oh, what did I just say? I'll be like, oh my goodness, that was fire. And then I'll take that one line and I'll write a whole song from that line. And then other times I have like, what I really like to do though, one of my favorite things to do is come up with like song titles. And with the song titles, I'll come up with like a concept of the story I want to tell. It's kind of like I'm never in a book, but I feel like you're writing like a mini book. You're writing a story. Right. So I like having a storyline with a title, and then creating something that's compelling. And I'll write lyrics, and then I'll just find a melody that fits within the lyrics. So I have different methods of writing songs, and then when I go to do it in the studio, I work with like multiple producers, and I'm always there because I don't really like. It's not my favorite when somebody's producing without me in the room, because if we have two completely different ideas of where the song should go, and they're like, "Oh, it should be like this," and I'll be like, "I don't like that."
Right.
I'll be there, so it's like it's collaborative, so it's something we're doing together.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Sorry, that was kind of long.
You got me thinking. Like, I love when I'm thinking, because right now I'm thinking about creating a song, right? You thinking about sandwiches. I'm like, I'm always thinking about creating music and stuff. And I'm thinking about sandwiches. I'm like, my next song, mayonnaise don't mix with mustard. Sound cold, don't it? Mayonnaise don't mix with mustard. And look, here go the storyline. Look, just know when you got that piece of bread, right? You got that knife and you putting that mayonnaise on the bread. You can't throw the mustard on the same side. You either got to throw the meat or the cheese on that. And then on the other side of the bread, that's where you put your mustard at. So mayonnaise
I'm throwing that sandwich away.
You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and throw the turkey on there, then your cheese, then your mustard. Cheese and the mustard. Mayonnaise don't mix with mustard. Ooh, let's get it.
And now listen,
I feel like you're a whole songwriter now. You should write my next album.
Come on.
I write the album, Bolo.
Mustard.
The video gonna be you in the kitchen, and at the very beginning, you mistakenly got a little bit of the mustard on top of the mayonnaise, and like Reyna said, you have to throw the whole damn sandwich away. And I get frustrated. You're arguing with your partner.
You got to do it again. And then you got to do it again.
Throw it away. Oh, it might have a deeper meaning behind this.
Throw it away.
Mayonnaise don't mix with mustard, but that really means bad energy don't mix with good energy. Now we getting deeper. We're not talking about we're talking about relationships. Stop playing with me, Reyna. Stop playing with the porch, Reyna.
So have you ever gotten to a moment where you're like, okay, this is not it. Like, I'm not in that creative space right now. Like, how often does that happen? Like, how do you feel when you're at that point where you're like, okay, I'm trying, but it's not working?
Oh yeah, I hate those moments. Those moments are the worst. Definitely like sometimes I have the tendency of like doing the most. Like I'll be so extra where instead of doing like I feel like if you're writing songs like constantly, like maybe as a songwriter you write like 2 a week, maybe. I'll be extra and be like, I'm writing 7 a week. And then I get burnt out. All my ideas, all my creativity is just like down the trash. I use so much. There's so much output, and I wasn't putting anything like there's no input. So I'm just like, oh, I can't think of anything. And those moments, it's gonna sound so weird, and I know y'all gonna judge me, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So I've always had this thing of like, what I'll do is I'll go upstairs, and I have a really big closet, and I will go and I'll lay in my closet, and I'll turn the lights off, and I'll just chill in there, and I'll read a book like on my phone.
I ain't judge you off that.
Yeah, me neither.
I like that.
I was waiting for like the crazy moment. I'm like,
and then I'm like, what's
you know what I mean? So that make a lot of sense.
That's some shit I do.
Isolating yourself, you know what I mean? Locking in, yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like because I feel like there's nothing distracting me. There's nothing going on. I'm just chilling. I'm reading a book, and then I'll slowly be able to be like, okay, it's time to clean out of my closet and all this new input, so I can have more creativity.
No, that's real because there's power in silence. There's sometimes when I'm leaving work and I'm, I live in LA, so we deal with the crazy traffic. Anytime you drive somewhere, you're damn near in traffic for an hour and a half. But
I know. I lived there for a while.
Oh, you did? So yeah, you already know then. So a lot of time I use that to my advantage though. So there's some days where I'll listen to like a podcast or listen to some music, but there's some moments where I'm like, nah, I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm either talking to myself in the car or I'm just thinking. And a lot of time that silence, it just brings some clarity, and you're able to because when it's too much noise going on, I don't know if it's the same thing for you guys. Sometimes my mind just gets like overwhelmed and clogged with too many thoughts, and I can't think of nothing. So when it's quiet, it's just like, man, okay, now I'm solving problems. I'm like figuring out stuff, and things are coming together. So laying in the closet in the dark, I might add it to my list.
Hell yeah, reset. Gotta reset.
To chill, and I'll be like, I go up my closet, I chill out. People be like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, but it works.
Right.
It works.
Now
it
what?
Works.
But Bolo, listen, my closet ain't as big as Reyna's. So I might have to stand up in my shit and lean back.
Or put your feet up against, like sit on your butt and put your feet up against each other and just kind of sit back all tight against the wall.
Now that I think about it, that's probably why people be thinking me so crazy, because they don't. I should probably explain them. My closet's a little bit bigger. It's pretty decent. It's not like a little tiny closet where you can't move.
Right. You walking in, you chilling. We can set up shop in there, set up a table or something. You know
talk your stuff, Rand. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My closet damn near the shit. Like it's kind of big. I ain't gonna lie. Your stuff, Rand.
You know what I mean?
Better for myself.
Yeah, I love it.
But yeah,
but real game though, I think it's good for people to disconnect though. I think we was talking to somebody at some point. And sometimes we overly push ourselves to a point where we can't give ourselves anything. You know what I mean? We never can, obviously water a plant if we don't have no water for ourselves. So, you know what I mean? So disconnecting, recharging, and then coming back, makes you, that much better. So
I'm still learning how to do that. I struggle with that because I always want to be doing something. I'm like, there's too much time. I need to be working. Because if I'm not working, I'm like, it just doesn't feel right.
Right.
I'm not where I want to be. I feel like I'm always gonna want to be greater than the place that I'm at. But I'm always like, dude, I need to be doing something so I can get to the next level. So when there's too much space, I'm like, I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Sometimes you feel like you're so far away from who you think you're capable of being and what your goals are. You feel like when you take a break, you feel like you're letting yourself down. It's like, damn, man, I was lazy today. Somebody passed me up today because I want to go eat this burger and Five Guys and be lazy and that's like, but
at the gym getting better.
You know what I'm saying? But it's so important though. But like you mentioned that you have to find that time to just reset. And I wanted to ask you that actually, Reyna, when you're not in the studio, when you're not working, like who was Reyna outside of music? Like what do you do to try to just relax, have fun? Like, what's that like for you?
That's a work in progress. I'm a workaholic. I feel like I think about music like seriously 24 hours, or even when I'm sleeping, I'll be dreaming of music. But if I'm like Reyna, have fun, like go just get away. Definitely, I love martial arts. So I just started taking Krav Maga. Krav Maga is like one of the I think deadliest martial arts, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely love like wrestling, Muay Thai, Jiu Jitsu, Krav Maga, doing that stuff. Pole dancing, that's another one. Reading is a big one for me, and then watching movies and TVs and just chilling with friends. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that like makes me super happy. Those are the things I feel like are at the top of the list.
Right.
So you like kicking ass.
Right.
Yeah. I do.
That's another way to blow off some steam.
Right. If you listen to this,
don't
leave Reyna alone.
we might have her pull up.
Don't give her a reason.
Don't get crazy.
I'm just saying. People are like, "Oh, you're so cute, you're so adorable," and I'm like, "Yes, but don't try me."
All right, there's another side of Reyna. There's REY, there's REI.
Exactly.
Choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
That's real.
Yeah, choose wisely. What do y'all like to do for fun?
Man, I like to eat food. Nah.
I enjoy it. I love it. Funny. Like, you know what I mean? Because we both got like our own separate lives. You know what I mean? And you know, this has gotten to a point where it is more of a business for us, but we still seek enjoyment from it. Like when I'm on here, this is still a way for me to disconnect from the other things of like the corporate side of the world, or you know, maybe the kids, or you know, anything else that's going on in my mind. Like I'm like here and I'm like in tune with this right now. So I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I love that. I agree with that. I mean, love storytelling, love learning about other people is very inspiring and motivates us as we're trying to build up our brand as well. So I agree. Yeah. So the Porch, it's one way. Again, I do love food. So just going out to eat with my girl, with my homeboys or whatever, you know, watching a fight, a big boxing match might be coming on. We might go to a sports bar and just, you know what I mean, eat some food, chop it up. You know, just kind of like I went to the movies the other day and saw Creed. You know, so little kind of stuff like really good. Go watch it.
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet.
Go watch it tomorrow if you got some free time. Matter of fact, make some free time for yourself. 2 hours. Go watch Creed, get some popcorn. You deserve it. You've earned it.
So I love that. I love it.
You know something else that I enjoy doing?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know, but I enjoy planting. Like and like messing with like flowers and stuff, like hostas or you know, daisies, like stuff like that throughout the spring and the summertime. Like it's very therapeutic for me to just talk to my flowers and my plants and water them and, you know, get them going and watching them grow. It's very
that's beautiful
thing for me.
That's super dope.
That's beautiful. I wish I had the patience to do that. I know. Like do you have a lot of patience?
Yes, I have a lot of patience. My wife, not so much. So, yeah, that's why I'm like, you got to water them. You got to talk to them, you know, and they're going to grow. They're going to treat you right, you know, and I just go out there and have a conversation with them, you know, and, you know, sun going down, you know, you water them. They feeling good. You feeling good, you know.
That sounds therapeutic.
Yeah.
Very.
What you be saying to the plants, Bolo?
You know, how y'all doing today? How was y'all day? I know y'all thirsty. I know the sun was real high. You know, sun was up for a long time. Y'all was drying out. Daddy wasn't here to really give y'all water, but I'm here now. I'm gonna make sure that y'all get really good. We're gonna get the water down into the soil, you know, soak it just a little bit, you know, that way.
He froze up a little bit.
Oh, okay, that wasn't my phone.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
You froze up for a second, but it's all good. I'll clean it up. So, but no, that's good though. That's good, man. I love to hear that. And then going back to you, Reyna, real quick, another thing you mentioned was the pole dancing. Now, I think that's very interesting. My wife is into that pole dancing too. Like she follows a few pages and just the art of it. Just like how they're able to, it takes a lot of core strength, a lot of skill. How long have you been doing that? And have you reached a level to where you're pretty good now? Or are you still beginning stages?
I'm definitely still beginning stages. I can do like enough tricks where people think they look at it like if you're not a professional pole dancer, you look at it, you be like, damn, you know some shit. Like you look real good. Right. But like if you're a professional pole dancer, you'd be like, oh, like you're beginning and you look good as like where you are. I love it. It's so hard. Like I think it's so interesting, like the stigma that revolves around like pole dancing. Like I've always thought it was such a beautiful art.
Yeah.
And because I feel like people think of stripping and pole dancing is like, if you think of like pole dancing, you think of like sex, you think of like stripping for like people and showing off your body and all that stuff, which I don't have a problem with. I think it's great either way. But when I look at it, I see a challenge. And I guess I love being challenged. No, think about it. As I'm talking out loud, I'm like, yes, I do. Because I decided to do like the hardest genre I could have chosen. And then like 2 hard sports, like pole dancing and freaking martial arts. So
that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just always inspired me a lot. I'm like, dang, especially like the grace and the athleticism, because I'm clumsy and I'm also not super graceful. Like I'm awkward and I be falling everywhere and tripping over air. Like, you know, yeah. But all that to say is, I really love it. I enjoy it, and it's difficult.
Dope.
Nah,
y'all should try it. Try it.
Hey, listen. I think it might be a weight limit for the pole. Listen, I'm a bigger dude, right? You ain't seen me in person. I'm about 265, solid, very solid.
Solid.
But, huh? I'm about 266.3 on the scale right now.
66.3.
Are you for real?
Yeah, I'm not playing around.
That's a very stocky young man right there.
When we go to,
I'm 100 pounds. That's wild.
That's
man.
what I'm saying.
Dang.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I you real light, 100. Like
I take it back. I don't trust that pole. Don't get on the pole.
I don't trust it. And I'm strong. That's a lot of weight to hold up. And baby. I love it, man. Now, before we transition to our last segment, I want to learn a little bit more about, again, life outside of music. For a superstar like yourself, be real with us.
Okay.
Are the DMs popping? What's the DMs like for Reyna, man? Keep it real with us.
I don't really pay attention to it.
Honestly, I don't know, Reyna. The first expression you made, I don't know if I can believe
he was
that.
Thinking about a couple of messages she recently got and was like, nah, we ain't gonna do that right now.
I can tell if they're like really popping. Like, I think I get like a decent amount. I don't know. I kind of don't pay attention to it if I'm being 100%. Like, gotcha. I didn't even start dating until last year, and I'm 25. So yeah, I don't like if I get messages, I'm just like, oh, that's nice. Like I think it's nice that, you know, this person wanted to say something cute about me.
Right. You so locked in with your career and stuff that she's like, listen, I ain't really got time for DMs, dating, nothing that ain't bringing that money and going to my goals and my dreams. So I respect that.
Yeah, honestly, because I want to be like, I want to perform at the Super Bowl. Like I have so much work to do to get to those levels. And so, yeah, for me, it's not important. I'm gonna be honest. Before I like dated somebody for this first time, I was just like, oh, I just want to know what it's like, because I'm like, how everybody get a relationship but me? Like, how people do it so easily? I'm like, I'm 24 years old. I'm like, what is wrong? What's wrong with me? And then I did get in a relationship, and it was great for what it was. But at the same time, it made me realize, like, I definitely have time for this later. Like, it's a beautiful thing and all, but I'd rather. Not saying that it has to be one or the other, but
yeah.
I want 100% of my focus to be on winning.
Yep.
The love is great too, but I want to win.
That's a bar, but I don't think you caught that. She said, I want 100% of my focus on winning.
On winning. That's
a t-shirt. Put that on the shirt.
100%. Locked in.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, that's more important to me. I have stuff to do.
No, real shit. I got shit to do though.
Yeah. I'm trying to make history, and so
I feel like
that's real.
Yeah, that can come later.
That's gonna always be there. You good? You say you 25?
25. You got time.
You got time. You got some time. You got super.
We get into it.
I remember when I was 25, Bola.
I was 25.
What was you 25, Bola?
I'm 30.
I'm 29, so I'm joking a little bit. Like, we ain't that far off.
We ain't that far off, but you know.
Young, so
well, I appreciate that. Looking young. See, they say once you get in your 30s, it's just, the world changes. So
why? What happened?
You know,
well, they just say, it don't. That is very true.
Black
But,
don't
you
crack.
get older, you know what I'm saying? You start getting out to bed, them ailments, you get a little stiffer than usual. You got to continually, you got to be constant with the workout and preventative maintenance to your body. Because it's like, it's like an oil change. You got to keep them elbows from locking, them shoulders from popping, you know what I mean? Knees from cracking,
I'm scared because I be doing, that happens to me now. So like, ooh.
Gotta take care of your body.
One big thing you just said though, Bolo and Reyna, take some notes. Don't stop working out. Don't stop being active. Don't stop. Because like that, when I got done playing football, I didn't stop, but I definitely slowed down tremendously.
I get that.
That's when I started having a lot of issues. I tore my knee up. Now I'm dealing with a thing right now. So you got to just stay. If you just stay in shape, stay moving.
Don't stop.
Be good.
I do get that though, because when I got out of high school, after wrestling for 4 years, because I had been like 98 pounds, 100 pounds, 104 around that area. Got out of wrestling, and I was like, oh, I don't have to work out every day. Oh, I don't gotta run all this like constant conditioning, and I gained like 20 pounds, and I was 130, which probably doesn't sound like a lot. I look like a roly-poly. I was rolling around like, oh, I did not look good. I was like a little oompa loompa. And so, and then I was like, okay, no, we can't do that. So I was like, okay, we got to find different methods. So yeah, now it's like running and singing, pole dancing, and then martial arts.
That's cool.
The roly-polies. I ain't seen a roly-poly since I was like 7 years old.
When I was little, I used to hold the little roly-poly olies now in my hand on everything.
I thought I was the weird dude, Bolo. You did it too?
Bro. Yeah, for sure. We used to hold the
Wait, what'd you do?
bro. We used to hold the roly-poly olies when we was little. We used to see the roly-poly olies. We used to, you from the, girl, you out in Tennessee. You supposed to be picking up
the animals and everything.
Going to get that rabbit, all the animals and stuff.
Hold on, thing is, Bolo, you gotta remember, she from Alaska though.
That is true.
I was born in Alaska. Yeah, I grew up. I lived a little bit in Alabama, mostly in California though. And then
really?
I was
I didn't know that. So you spent most of your time out here on the West Coast.
Yeah. Like I went Alaska until I was 4, and then at 4 years old to Alabama until I was like 8 or so, and then after that, California from 9 to 20.
Oh, damn! So that your prime years have been. So you really from the Cali?
Oh, okay.
I just moved to Nashville like 3 years ago or so.
Damn. What part?
What part in California?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. Definitely LA for a little bit.
Yeah.
Carson. Let me see. Fullerton, Riverside.
Riverside, okay. It's hot over there, boy. I'm downtown LA right now, you know what I'm saying? But so I'm LA. I'm moving around a little bit, so yeah.
Yeah, I live at 1600 Vine, right on Vine Street. Oh, not like Hollywood.
Oh yeah, Vine Street, yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah, it's my city. Listen, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. That's always my hometown, Midwest boy. I rep my city to the death of me. But LA is my new home.
It's your new home.
And they've blessed me. They brought me in gracefully. And I do rep LA a little bit too. So that's what
I was saying. Look, I was like, look at D-Nail knowing where places that out in LA. Like, yeah, I know that place. Yeah, okay, yeah, Riverside. Yeah, I
be on the one. I be on the 110 in traffic, man. It's an accident every day on the 110.
Every day, 2 hours to get. 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm good on that shit.
They get accidents I don't know why y'all keep getting accidents. You didn't learn from yesterday.
No, stay out here swerving.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
Crazy out here, man. Yeah. But I think it's time to move to our final segment. These are just our quick hitter questions we're gonna hit you with, and we want to hear your answers.
Oh gosh, okay.
Come on, it's all good. So take a deep breath.
They ain't not bad. They not bad. They not that bad.
It's all good. We ain't gonna put you on the spot like that. Bolo, I think you go first, and then I'm gonna jump in.
Okay, bet. So obviously you named a couple artists that you want to collaborate with, but name one artist who you really want to work with during your career and tell us why.
Beyonce. She's my biggest idol.
Ooh, man. Queen Bee. Are you a part of the Bey-Hive?
Yeah. Yes.
Ooh, okay. Now, let me ask you this: Did you get Beyonce tickets? Because they was going crazy.
Nope, I did not.
Damn.
I got some.
I think I've been to 3 of her concerts so far, or so.
Okay. She didn't seen a lot.
I've
seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. Good. Also, I don't even. Actually, never mind. I'm not about to go down that rabbit hole. But I did not get Beyonce tickets.
I feel it.
I want to know what the rabbit hole is, but no, it's all good.
Like, I'm trying to figure out what the rabbit hole is.
We talking about.
I'll be honest. I watch her like every other day. Like I study her videos to see how I can be a better performer, a better entertainer.
Damn, that's dope.
That's real.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense. If you want to be the greatest, you gotta look at the greats.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. You know definitely. Yeah, I'm like, I want to be an entertainer. I don't want to just be like a singer or an artist. I want to be able to, be a whole entertainer. She's my favorite. So.
That's dope. I've never seen her in person yet, so I went ahead and copped those tickets. So I'm gonna be seeing her in September.
Okay.
Out here in LA. So
in LA. Ooh.
Come on now, we're not playing.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be part of the Bey-Hive. I might get on the stage and I don't know. Who knows?
Study now. Another choreography just in case you be like, get up here.
Yeah.
Okay. D-Nail.
I'm like, hey, Beyonce, I got new songs for you called Mayonnaise Don't Mix with Mustard. Let me get the mic.
I'm done. It's called Throw It Away.
Mayonnaise Don't Mix with Mustard.
Throw It Away. Okay. Next question for you, though. Obviously, listen, country artist, lit in Bama, been down south. You got to answer me this. What is your favorite homemade country meal and why? Ooh. Break it down to me. Step by step. I need all the details. Your favorite homemade country meal.
Well, yeah, when I'm in Alabama and I got my whole family there, my nana, she'll make she makes yams, cornbread, makes greens, what else she be making? There's so many things. We'll just say those things, and then pineapple ham, then fried chicken, and then lemon pepper wings.
Lemon pepper wings?
Like and baked mac and cheese. I love the baked mac and cheese. And banana pudding.
Banana pudding. I was waiting for the banana pudding. That's all I had to hear.
It depends, though, because sometimes it depends where you get it from. Like bananas, I like bananas. Go somewhere else and it'd be questionable. So
Facts. You can't eat everybody cooking. Like, everybody a little different and everything. I don't eat nobody potato salad but my mama. Shout out to mama.
You
see that?
Right, that's real because my nana, her banana pudding fire too. So I so a lot of my family, I'm from Indiana, but a lot of my core family is from like Kentucky. Not super duper south, but south. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, Kentucky is south as much.
Yeah.
Bowling Green. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them, they throw down, they put their hands in it. They're not playing around. You know what I mean?
Put their hands in it. Put their foot in it, huh? Put their foot in it.
Basically, we gotta get our grandmas together, and they can all make
real.
banana pudding together.
That's fire. Ooh, a banana pudding competition.
Damn.
Oh,
damn.
That sounds dangerous. That sounds like I'm gonna be running a lot of miles.
Right.
Sound crazy right now. Man.
Okay.
RP grandma.
Yes. For sure.
Greatest food. Great food. But Mom Dukes, I'm putting Mom Dukes against anybody. Anybody want to go against Mom Dukes? Anything. Mac and cheese.
I see it in your eyes.
Monster choli.
I feel it.
Chicken.
See, Bolo, your family, y'all eat everything though. Like y'all eat what'd you say you ate? It was some animal you ate that threw me off.
Like, man, we didn't eat duck before. We didn't eat anything. Obviously the pig, but huh?
Were you gonna say deer or something?
Oh, we didn't eat deer. We didn't eat deer.
Y'all eat deer. Y'all eat gator, right?
Well, I've had gator before. My mom haven't cooked it, but we've had gator. We've had duck. Any type of bird you could think about. We ate.
You got a cardinal?
No, we ain't had no cardinal.
Ball State. You can't eat the cardinal. That's the rule.
You can't eat the cardinal.
You can't eat the cardinal, Reyna. That's Ball State.
Hey, gator is fire though. Gator fire. You get gator fried the right way.
I'm gonna take your word for it.
Change your life. You eat if y'all eat chicken, you can eat gator. I promise.
That scaly skin. If I eat gator, you gotta trick me to eat it. Like, you gotta give me the bowl, and I think it's just some regular like chicken meat.
You gonna think that.
If I can see the head, like sometimes you go to like a seafood spot and you see the whole fish, the eye still in there, and everything.
I'm cool on that. Yeah, I'm straight on that too.
Pig, yeah. If I can see the full scope of the gator, like the head, it's a wrap.
See, my family eat the pig like that, but I don't really fuck with the pig, y'all. Ooh, no.
Them chitlins?
No chitlins, no pig feet, no none of that. Turkey ribs fire though. I love some turkey ribs.
Oh, she called you out, Bolo. She called you out, though.
A gator, but not a pig.
No, see, I used to though, but I really ain't really big on the pork like that. For
That's
real.
fair.
It get to a certain point where every black person say they don't eat pork for a second. You know what I mean? So I had that moment, you know what I mean? That black person moment where I was like, I don't even eat pork right now for real. Like I'm changed. I'm about to live for extra 20 years because I don't eat pork right now, y'all.
That's funny. I cut out pork too, though, honestly, and beef. I haven't had beef in like almost 10 years, I want to say.
Oh, good for you.
I don't eat beef a lot. I usually eat turkey meat. Like if I do nachos or burgers, turkey burgers typically. But every now and then, if it's 2 a.m, I'm lit. I've been in the club all night. I stop by Taco Bell and I get that. Come on now.
Hot Taco Bell.
Reyna, don't forget where you came from, Reyna. We slumped now. Every now and then. once a year. Once a year, you gotta stop by Taco Bell and do a Taco Supreme.
Maybe once a year. Maybe once.
Maybe
once.
See, I'm gonna be honest though. I just read this book like 2 days ago, and it's about it's a fiction book about cannibalism, which I would have never honestly picked up. But I went to the bookstore with my friend for the first time, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick out a book for you to read, and you gotta read it." And I was like, "All right." And she handed me this book about fictional like cannibalism, where everybody in the U.S. like all animals have died, and you can't eat animals anymore. Like they had to be eradicated because of some kind of infection. And then people started making fast food and stuff, but of humans. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I don't think I want to eat meat for a little bit. So that was wild.
Bro, this is the second episode in a row that we've had somebody come on here and said like they've heard some like crazy story about some meat that makes them like not. Is this a sign like that we need to kind of take a step back, Bolo, or what?
I don't know.
I'm gonna be real.
I've been like, I'm good.
Damn.
I'll probably stop eating it for a day or two, forget about it, and get to smash some shit. Oh man,
I'm gonna eat some Popeye chicken like
damn.
What,
oh yeah,
what we talking about the other day?
That's so crazy. I'll be honest, I've never liked Popeyes. My mom always listens to me like I'm crazy. You're fat. Oh.
Popeyes
5-piece spicy combo tender,
spicy dark,
Cajun fry,
red beans and rice,
bowl barbecue Bayou buffalo sauce
with the biscuit.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh!
I know.
This is crazy.
I honestly would rather eat dessert rather than actual food, though.
You sound like my girl now, man. Oh my gosh,
she'll eat
a damn peanut butter chocolate brownie shake before she eats some damn food.
Me too.
I'm gonna eat some food, then we can eat that.
Eat some food. Warm yourself up first. Look.
Like if I'm not being good, if I'm not on top of it, I'll wake up and I'll just bake some cookies and eat those in the morning, and then I'll maybe eat some food after. I go to a restaurant, first thing I order is dessert.
That's wild. Man. That's wild.
That's crazy. Chanel, if you tuning in, man, this is exactly how you be eating. This is crazy.
Damn.
Just saying.
That's wild. That's wild. Okay. Last question here. So finish this sentence. In 5 years, Reyna will be blank.
Grammy winner.
Come on now. And she said it so. She said it was like ease and confidence. She was like,
hey, the only thing we ask, okay? The only thing we ask when you get up there and you accept it, you be like, I remember back in March of 2023, I was talking to these two fellas on a Porch podcast, and I told them I was going to win a Grammy, and I won a Grammy. Shout out to y'all.
And guess what? Well, I should be like 5 years exactly. I'm just,
Come on.
You said people come up on here and then speaking into existence, and you see it happen a few years later.
Literally. Like, come on. We got an undisputed champion, Alicia Baumgartner. We didn't mention her a couple of times, but we love showing love and giving flowers. 2021, she had just upset someone in the boxing ring, and we asked, we said 5 years. We said Alicia Baumgartner will be. Matter of fact, we might have said in 1 year, honestly, for her.
1 year. Yeah.
We said that for her. We said in 1 year, Alicia Baumgartner will be. She said undisputed. Fast forward to the day. Go to Google. Do your Googles. You type in Lisa Baumgartner, she's undisputed. So all I'm saying is power in the tongue. What you say can come to truth. If you think negative, you're going to be negativity in your life. You think positive, it's going to be positivity. So choose your thoughts and your tongue wisely. I'm preaching right now.
I love it. No, I say the same thing, honestly. When people, because honestly, I don't really talk about myself all that much. But if somebody's asking me like, what do you expect to be, or what do you envision yourself in like a specific amount of time, I'm gonna be honest, because I do believe speaking it into existence. Like they're like, what do you want to be like later on? I'm a superstar. Like
absolutely
making history. I believe it.
Love that. Yeah. Love that.
Inspires me, man. Thank you, Reyna. First of all, thank you so much for blessing the porch with your presence. Appreciate you coming to the show. I know you're a busy woman. You're always in the studio. So for you taking the time, it means a lot. This is your time right here, though, to let people know if there's anything you want to promote. I know you have a new album on the way. You want to show some love to that, or maybe throw out some dates. I don't know if you're able to do that yet. Whatever you want to promote, let people know where they can find you on social media. This is your time to do that.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for even taking the time to reach out to have me on your show. In terms of socials, my socials are the Reyna Roberts, TheReyna. Last name's Roberts. That's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the fun stuff. YouTube. And the album's coming out in the next few months. Can't give a date yet, but the next few months it is gonna be out here.
Excited.
It's gonna be my first album, so I'm so thankful that things are finally coming together, and people will get to hear like different sides of me and hear all these new stories that I've been wanting to share with everybody. So
I love it. I love it.
Well, you got 2 new fans of yours right now for sure, and I'm sure hundreds of other fans that tune into the Porch weekly are going to hop on the bandwagon as well and learn about you and support you. So we wish you nothing but success moving forward. And don't forget this before we close out. Ball State, come on now, us 3.
Yeah.
I'm for real.
Sure. Let's plan it out. Let's plan it out. Send me. You guys have my email. Y'all have my info. Let me know some dates that y'all are thinking of, and then let's plan it out, because I have to make sure obviously don't conflict with other stuff. But we gonna figure out a day and we're gonna do it.
Let's get it.
Crazy, bro. Live show back at our old stomping ground. Maybe Reyna can perform maybe one song.
Maybe homecoming.
Homecoming.
Yes. Why not? We have to. We have to find a porch. For me to perform on.
Porch. And we gotta find a porch. We're bringing it back to square one.
Hey, bro, basketball. I'm about to tear up, bro. Everything full. Basketball State. All right, man. We gotta start playing them, Bolo. We got a couple more. We gotta start playing them, bro, for real. Yeah.
God is good.
For sure.
God is good.
Yeah.
Hey, absolutely. Y'all know y'all rocking with the best, right? This is another great episode, nothing but gems. So make sure you tell your friend to tell a friend, maybe a cousin's cousin, that this is the Porch Podcast. We are on every listening platform. Shout out to Caffeine. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to Spotify. Shout out to Apple Music and everybody that's also supporting us. And every time you wake up, just make sure the best you
is the best you. And we out. Peace.
Started on the porch. That was where it all began. Had to put in work, every day we got it in. We chased all our dreams and now they can't believe it. We make it look easy, we achieving everything we needed. Now we undefeated. If we link, no it's only business. If we get to speak and leave them speechless. I did things for free but now it costs to see me. When you see me, you ain't gotta greet me. Just don't plot to sneak me, I'ma see it. I'ma stop and watch you lose and get defeated. What do we bleed? Came from the jungle, we humble but hungry and hunting to feed. People don't want us to leave. They love us and rush to the bus when we run in the streets, thinking we stunning the sea. We came from nothing to something, now up in the lead. Now we ain't coming in peace, hunting for blood and to crush everyone in the league. We got a reason, we put in work every day of the week, every month, every season. So many schemes, had to go hard for the team. We gave our all and succeeded. Came from the deep end, warming up pots, cooking ramen. At times that was all we was eating. Now we be feasting, 5-star restaurants every week. Whole team dripped in cloth and it's seamless. They looking hard when we step on the scene. Call us outcasts, we so fresh and so clean. Ain't about cash, please don't ask for a meeting. Just hit the stoop, got the spaz on the beat. Nah, it ain't rude if you ask for the feet. Just play it cool when I tax you the fee. We need a pool in the back with a cord and a board to go jump off and splash for the heat. Live for the day, cause the past can determine the future or where you gon' actually be. Keep staying present, our presence a blessing. It's all that we have and we actually need. I'm taking action with passion, detaching the ones who keep acting attached to leech. I am no pastor but actually preaching. Look up these lyrics and actually read them. That was where it all began. Had to put in work, every day we got it in. We chased all our dreams and now they can't believe it. We make it look easy, we achieving everything we needed. Now we undefeated.